what A'ja Wilson just did was unprecedented. I mean, on so many levels. She's arguably, allegedly, the reason Caitlyn Clark was assaulted the entire 2024 basketball season in the W. I mean, what A'ja Wilson just did is really like, there's no coming back from this.
A'ja Wilson's squeaky clean, positive vibes only persona just took a major hit. And honestly, it's about time people started paying attention to the double standard. For months, she played the calm veteran while her fans created chaos over Caitlyn Clark and the Nike signature shoe situation. But now, the mask is off. During her long-awaited shoe reveal, A'ja casually dropped a bomb. She's had a Nike signature deal in the works for 2 years. 2 whole years. While her fans were demanding justice, accusing Nike of blatant disrespect, and framing Caitlyn as the undeserving rookie golden child, A'ja already had her deal locked in, and she said absolutely nothing.
Wilson was oddly silent, but complicit. All right, why was she complicit? Because, well, she knew she was getting a signature shoe for 2 years, and she let Caitlyn Clark take all that.
Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Social media nearly combusted when Nike announced Caitlyn Clark would be getting a signature shoe. How could they give her one before A'ja became the rallying cry? And where was Wilson in all this? Quiet, calm, calculated. She threw out a few cryptic tweets about respect, kept her followers guessing, and let the chaos snowball. She knew what people were saying. She saw the narrative forming, and she let it happen. Remember when she said this?
A'ja Wilson is her name. Quote, "It doesn't matter what we all do as black women, we're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is."
Because let's be honest, if the roles were reversed and Caitlyn had a shoe deal in the works for 2 years, but let the world drag A'ja through the mud without correcting the record, she'd be crucified. Articles would drop daily, talking heads would have a field day, and the backlash would be relentless. But when A'ja does it, suddenly, it's all giggles, and, oh, she's just humble. No, it's not humility. It's manipulation. She let Caitlyn take all the heat to fuel a sympathy campaign that was built on a lie.
Do you have any ideas what you would want your future sneaker to look like?
I think the biggest thing for me is just I would love a low-top shoe. I play in a low-top shoe, so that's something that I would love to have carry over, and something that looks good. That's so key to me.
The truth is, A'ja Wilson could have ended this drama with one tweet. Just one. Something as simple as, "My time is coming. Don't worry about me." That's it. The mob would have dispersed, the attacks would have cooled down. But she didn't say anything, because it benefited her not to. She let her fan base, and let's be real, a good chunk of the WNBA media, frame Clark as the villain, the rookie stealing credit, while she played the part of the overlooked underdog. It was all performance.
A'ja Wilson, who? Why? Yeah, she's some WNBA player, who? No, she's one of the all-time greatest players ever. What?
And now that the shoe has dropped, literally, all those "how dare Nike warriors" are scrambling to rewrite history. But here's the kicker. The disrespect never came from Nike. It came from A'ja and the people around her who let the false narrative spin out of control. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark, who's done nothing but elevate the league and bring in millions of new fans, has had to take hits from all directions. On the court, on social media, from players, from legends. And through it all, she's kept her head down and let her game do the talking.
And these WNBA fans that did not want to see Caitlyn Clark come in and do what she did, which was dominate the league. Led the league in assists as a rookie. After the season, I think I counted she broke something in the neighborhood of 63 records last year. Either rookie records or just flat records by anybody, not even a rookie. And all these fans have been mad. And all the while, A'ja Wilson sat back and was just plenty happy to play the victim. She could have come out and made some kind of a statement that would have called off the dogs. Nah, she didn't do it.
Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson, who could have set the record straight at any point, chose silence. And that silence spoke volumes. It told her fan base, go ahead. It said, let them think I've been slighted. It said, let Caitlyn take the heat. And that's what makes this whole saga so frustrating, because it's not just about shoes. It's about the way Caitlyn Clark has been treated since day one.
And so for Nike to put her in the position where she then has to go on social media and kind of cool her fans and like urge them to be patient and almost like defend Nike, it's such a disappointment, but it's not a surprise because Nike has done it before.
Instead of being welcomed as the generational talent she is, Caitlyn Clark was met with jealousy and resistance, not because she did anything wrong, but because she made the league too visible too fast. Her impact was undeniable, and instead of celebrating that, people tried to tear her down. And Aja, she could have been the bridge, the leader, the example, but she chose vibes over values.
How could they give Caitlyn a shoe before they give Asia one? Oh, how could they do this? How could they treat Asia like this? Two-time MVP at the time, just before she even won the damn third one. They is wrong for doing this.
And let's not pretend the Super Bowl ad timing was just a coincidence either. Nike ran a major campaign celebrating female athletes and somehow left out the most influential woman in basketball right now. Clark, whose jersey sales broke records, whose games led the league in viewership, who literally made people who never cared about the WNBA finally tune in, was nowhere to be found. Almost like someone didn't want her in the spotlight for just a little bit longer.
You want to know what I'm selling? I'm selling greatness. Asia Wilson, 3-time MVP. We got Jordan Childs. We got Juju Watkins. We got Sha'Carri Richardson.
Okay.
And we got Arena Sabalenka.
Champion.
Hustling is not easy, but I love it. Sabrina, I know you want a tea. Thinking about it? You're thinking about it. They're gonna go fast. Kind of like Sha'Carri. I accept card. Where's the card? Come on.
Oh wait, but what's in that box?
These don't come out till March. They may or may not be shirts, but if I tell you, I'm gonna have to kill you. Oh, you want one of these? Nike.com. Who wants a t-shirt?
Nike really thought they could sneak one past us with that last-minute voiceover trick, like no one would notice. But fans are smarter than that. Everyone saw it. That wasn't some editing fluke. It was deliberate. That awkward voiceover was basically Nike saying, "We love the revenue she generates, but keep her out of the spotlight." Subtle? Not even close.
My favorite thing of all. So let's take a listen to this. Nike actually put this one out after the fact.
You want to know what I'm selling? Rookie of the Year, Caitlyn Clark. I know you want a tee.
Okay.
Nike.com.
They re-recorded it. Like, that's not even, I mean that. That's like, listen to it.
And how exactly does that make sense? We're talking about Caitlyn Clark, the woman who hasn't just moved the needle. She is the needle. She's pulling NBA-sized crowds, skyrocketing TV ratings, and redefining what's possible for women's basketball. Yet somehow, the WNBA and some of its most established names keep acting like she's just another player on the roster. They're happy to cash in on the wave she's created. But when it comes to acknowledging her impact, crickets, silence, maybe even a little side-eye.
Not looking good for Nike yet again, dog. I don't even know how many videos I'm gonna make today about Nike, but it looked like Nike is definitely the star of the day. All started with the Super Bowl commercial, them snubbing Caitlyn, them putting Caitlyn in, them fixing the commercial, them dropping Asia's shoe. Now, come to find out, Asia Wilson has single-handedly killed the WNBA media credibility forever. Yes. Oh my goodness. These women was lying. Oh God almighty. They made such a big deal over Caitlyn Clark getting a shoe deal over Asia.
Let's be real. Caitlyn Clark should be the face of every WNBA campaign, endorsement push, and highlight reel. But instead of celebrating her success, the league has chosen to merely tolerate her presence. She's being treated like an outsider who wandered into the party and is now outshining the hosts. And that cold shoulder? It's not just coming from execs or marketing departments, it's coming from the top players too. Enter Asia Wilson. Asia didn't need to be openly hostile. She didn't tweet anything nasty or start a public feud. But she also didn't lift a finger when her fan base was relentlessly going after Clark. The moment Caitlyn got her Nike deal, all hell broke loose on social media. People questioning her worth, her resume, her entire existence in the league. And what did Asia do? She sat there, perfectly quiet, perfectly strategic, letting the chaos unfold while sipping tea in the background.
Cheryl Swoops made news. Now, she made news last week when she sat up there and was applauding Indiana Fever players, but then forgot to mention Caitlyn Clark. She jumped all in my ass Because I sat up there and said, hey, how you going to ignore Caitlyn Clark? You know what she brings to the table. How you just going to ignore her? That's not an accident. Sheryl Swoopes is a champion.
And it worked. Asia got to play the underdog, the overlooked MVP, while Clark was painted as the golden child who didn't earn her spot. But plot twist, Asia already had a Nike shoe deal in the works for 2 years. Yep, while everyone was dragging Clark for getting a sneaker, Asia knew hers was already being custom molded, sketched, styled, and set for launch. She could have said something, one tweet, one interview line, "My shoe's coming too." That's it. That would have stopped the mob in its tracks. But she didn't, because letting Caitlyn Clark take all the hits made Asia look even more sympathetic. And now that the shoe has finally dropped, literally, the truth is out. But don't expect an apology from the ones who cried injustice. They've suddenly gone radio silent now that the narrative no longer fits their agenda.
Backlash on this was quite significant. Everybody was calling out, why are you not marketing your most marketable player? And I cannot disagree, because Nike, why? Your stock is going down. Do you realize that Caitlyn Clark's jersey sold out right after she was drafted, with an increase in over 1,000% reported for the Indiana Fever?
Every elbow Clark takes, every foul she doesn't get, every insult she endures. It's not just on the opponents. It's on the league for letting it happen. And it's on veterans like A'ja Wilson, who had the power to ease the tension but chose to stay silent. Flip the script for a second. Imagine Caitlyn's fans coming for A'ja. You think the WNBA would stay quiet then? You'd have every sports outlet running think pieces. Twitter would be a war zone. But when it's Caitlyn, everyone just shrugs. Meanwhile, Asia's out here flexing her A1 sneakers, doing photo shoots, riding the wave of praise, and good for her. She's earned that spotlight. But she also exposed something in the process. The months of fake outrage over Clark's deal. The performative anger. The "what about the veterans?" tantrums. All of it was based on a lie. A'ja was never overlooked. She just played the game better than anyone else, quietly soaking up sympathy while the rookie got torched.
The press tour has officially took off running. We got A'ja Wilson talking about, oh, I've been waiting 2 years for this. Wait, 2 years for this? 2 years for this. 2025, 2023. CC's announced in 2024. Delayed, not denied in 2024. Backlash all 2024. I've been waiting 2 years for this. And then we got Sheryl Swoopes. There it is. Swoopes, there it is. Sheryl Swoopes couldn't help but embarrass herself.
Imagine if the roles were reversed. If Clark got the shoe first, the internet would melt down. She's too new. She hasn't proved anything. What about the legends? And leading that charge? Sheryl Swoopes, of course. Right on cue, she celebrated Asia's shoe drop like it was a national holiday. This is the same Swoopes who rarely misses a chance to take veiled shots at Clark. When A'ja wins, it's historic. When Clark wins, it's just hype.
I feel so lucky to be a part of the Nike basketball family for more than 30 years now. And I love to see how the brand continues to champion women's basketball and athletes who play it. I didn't text A'ja. I didn't call A'ja. I'm talking like you're not here right now.
No one's saying A'ja didn't earn her moment. She's a superstar. But the double standard is glaring. When Clark shines, it's favoritism. When Wilson shines, it's hard work. A'ja Wilson's "I'm unbothered" act doesn't hold up when you see how calculated her silence was. She wasn't the victim of some marketing oversight. She was the mastermind behind the curtain, letting the drama play out because it worked in her favor. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark continues to carry the league on her back. She's the one putting up numbers, drawing crowds, and keeping the WNBA in the headlines for all the right reasons. She didn't ask for this drama. She didn't steal anyone's moment. She just showed up and performed. And for that, she's been treated like the enemy.
We say her stats are today, what? 20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
crazy.
5.6
Those
turnovers,
are hell
of a
number.
Those are hell of a number.
But
to me, that's not dominating.
Yeah, it's only not dominating because she's a rookie.
Now,
if she's putting up numbers like A'ja right now, would she be dominating?
Yes.
So it's a
And this whole saga, it's bigger than just a sneaker. This has been building since Caitlyn Clark first stepped into the league. She didn't walk into warm embraces or celebratory banners. She walked into elbows, cheap shots, subtle digs in interviews, and social media mobs treating her like public enemy number one, just for being the new face of the game. You'd think someone who brought millions of fresh eyes to the sport, boosted every metric imaginable, and sparked sold-out arenas would be welcomed with open arms. Instead, she's been treated like she doesn't belong.
I feel like I'm getting hammered.
And A'ja Wilson, whether she admits it or not, is firmly rooted in the old guard now. She's part of that circle of vets who see what Caitlyn is doing, reshaping the WNBA in real time, and are more focused on minimizing it than celebrating it. Sometimes it's not even direct. It's a carefully timed side-eye, a passive-aggressive quote, a like on a shady tweet, or worse. Complete silence while letting the smear campaign ride.
That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court.
But here's the thing. Caitlyn Clark doesn't need anyone's validation. She's got the fan base, the media attention, and the receipts. Her records speak louder than any press conference. Her signature shoe is coming too. And unlike the silence that surrounded her when she was being targeted, she hasn't fired back. She's kept her head down, taken the fouls, the criticism, the elbows, and just kept hooping. Meanwhile, A'ja is celebrating the launch of the A1 like she just secured world peace. And hey, props to her. It's a big accomplishment. But let's not rewrite history. Her moment came with the full PR push of a league that has gone out of its way to shield her in ways Clark never experienced.
What little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. It's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
And now, that Vegas empire? Yeah, it's crumbling. Kelsey Plum is gone, throwing shade on her way out. Chelsea Gray isn't the same after injury. Sydney Colson, the heart of their locker room, is suiting up for Indiana now. Meanwhile, while A'ja's crowd is online dissecting every move the Fever makes, that team is quietly building a juggernaut. Caitlyn Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, and a front office that's been cooking something serious. The WNBA isn't just changing, it's transforming. And the veterans see it coming. Caitlyn Clark isn't just the future, she's the now. That's why she's on billboards. That's why her games are causing ticket websites to crash. That's why networks are tripping over themselves to air her games. She's not just an athlete, she's a cultural moment. And the league has two choices: embrace it or get left behind.
See it. I'm really trying here not to crash out, okay? I can't take too much more. I just said the other day, what did I say? Another bomb is Sunday. I said, this isn't it. You know, I can't wait to see what the next bomb would be. Didn't know this would be the bomb. Stephanie White ain't playing fair. I have to say it again. Stephanie White is not playing fair. She on one.
So while A'ja poses with her new kicks, she might want to keep one eye on what's happening in Indiana, because the team her fans love to hate is about to take over. And Caitlyn? She's not just chasing sneaker deals. She's coming for the MVP. She's hunting for that championship. And the Fever? They just might pull it off. So by all means, let A'ja and Cheryl Swoops enjoy their victory lap, but don't be shocked when Caitlyn Clark, the same player they tried to discredit, is the one hoisting the trophy. Because while others are busy talking, Clark is busy winning. And before long, she won't just be rocking her own shoe. She'll be running the WNBA. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.